Hello, join me today on our show Concussions Anonymous, and I'll be speaking about the things to do and not to do in those first few weeks after you have had a concussion. So I'm Lisa Khera. I'm from In Balance Pilates, the owner of In Balance Pilates, and also best-selling co-author of the book, I'm going to show it here, Women Who Inspire. And my co-host, Karen Monet, is away today from the Opticom Clinic. She will join back next week and take over while I'll be away. So I also want to say today is International Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day to you, celebrating today. So again, I'm Lisa Khera from In Balance Pilates. This is Concussions Anonymous. Our show is aired on my business page, In Balance Pilates Studio, and on YouTube. So if you're catching us on YouTube, please remember to hit that red bell button and subscribe to our channel, Concussions Anonymous. Sharing is caring, and we love when people can share out our show and comment and like and all that good stuff. Just trying to get the word out. So I just want to dive right into my top tips on what to do and what to not do during the first 2 weeks or a few weeks after a concussion. I might read a little bit here because I don't want to miss any of my points, and I've had a busy week, and sometimes we have to really take care of that brain by pacing and modifying, and that's what we're doing this week. So let's dive right in. So if you have suffered a concussion, or if you are helping out a friend or family member who has, this is definitely the show for you to tune into this week. So the first thing that I want to say, the most important thing, first thing, is just breathe. So the only thing we have control over is breathing, right? Is taking that time to focus on our breath, focus on using the breathing exercises and the breath pattern to actually calm ourselves. Along with breathing, I know after I originally hurt my head and I was told to do the dark room for a few days, I really held on to the whole breathing exercises of even just kind of using the inhale to think of something, the exhale to think of something. So you kind of use whatever words make sense to you. You may even just be, inhaling peace, exhaling love, inhaling health, exhaling strength, whatever the words might be. You can either have positive words on the inhale and positive words on the exhale, or you could choose to inhale something positive and exhale, let go of something negative. So that it's whatever resonates with you. Or you might think of a color, like inhale, cooling, calm, light yellow, and exhale some dark heavy color, whatever resonates with you, but just taking the time to lean into the breath and use the breath to calm you, and know that when you're getting anxiety or getting taken away with worry or that kind of thing, just take some time to lay down and calmly breathe. Lay down or sit down and calmly breathe. So it can make a huge difference in just calming the whole body, calming your mind, calming your stress levels, and relaxing any unnecessary tension. So first tip is breathing. Just take some time to focus on the breath and use it to relax that way. And another one I liked was thinking of just, inhaling like a healing white light around me, and exhaling, feeling that light protective and around you. So again, anything that works with you and makes sense for you. My next tip, don't be scared by this word, but my next tip is pray. So to whomever you believe in, universe, God, source, Mother Nature, praying to someone that's already deceased, a friend, loved one, whomever you pray to or believe in, pray. And I would say pray for healing, pray for health, and more importantly, pray to learn whatever lesson this has been sent to you for, and learn it quickly. So often I find injuries, health concerns, anything that suddenly stops us and changes our direction is often sent to us for a huge lesson, right? There's no coincidences. Things do not happen by an accident, and we're often just meant to learn the bigger picture and a lesson. So the more you can surrender to whatever that lesson is and be open to learning it as quickly and as easily as you can, makes a big difference. So that would be that one. And then my next one, number 3 top tip, is meditate. So important. It's scientifically proven how much meditation helps calm our body and mind, how beneficial it is for every area of the body, mind, and soul. So if you're new to meditation, sometimes guided meditations are the way to go. If it's hard to just kind of sit calmly and quietly, guided meditations are amazing. I have a lot of ones that I really like on YouTube. There's also free Insight Timer, that app that you can do guided meditations there. I personally really like meditations by Kate Butler. I've done 2. She's my amazing publisher, the publisher of the book Women Who Inspire, that I was able to co-author in. And she's got 2 really great meditation courses. One is called A Pathway to Miracles, and I've completed that course. Fantastic. And then I'm in one right now called Meditate to Activate. So again, it's daily meditations, fantastic group. I find that's one thing that I really need, that continued support to do daily. So being in a group like this where you've got that extra support is awesome. And I'm going to pop those links in the comments just so you know where to find those additional courses. So that's that. But yes, number 3 is meditation. Number 4, I'm saying mantras. So again, you can link that with the breath. I was kind of talking about that before, where you're inhaling and thinking of something, exhaling and thinking of something. My main mantra that I used, and again, I did talk about it in the chapter that I wrote about, was focusing on this didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And I developed that mantra very early on after I hurt my head. And I kind of just had this inner knowing that I absolutely had to believe that way. This didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And I kind of consciously made the effort to look for any and all good that had resulted in my life after such a life-changing event. For myself, I went through having to downsize my business. So being able to, change paths and change course and just be really open to new opportunities and other things to do was a huge saving grace for me. And as I said, I took on that mantra very quickly at the beginning. This didn't happen to me, it happened for me. I kind of knew right away that the longer it lingered, it would be very difficult to maintain a Pilates studio. I had had my Pilates studio for 11 years at that point. And when you're self-employed and not working, it's kind of, times is ticking for, you've got to make some new plans, new changes. So being able to have just to take a step back out of your jar and re-look at the situation and really connect with, what is the good in this? How is my life changing for the better? And just some days it won't feel like it has, but believe me, searching for that gratitude and searching for the positive is one of the healthiest and most beneficial things you can do throughout any injury and chronic illness, right? Big tip on that one. And by the way, you can get my book, Women Who Inspire, at my website, inbalancepilates.ca for the book. So that's a big one, using mantras. So many things in life, it's all about our response. So if you can hold on to something that's very positive in your mind's eye and use that mantra to just reset your day and try to look on the bright side in any way that you can, very, very beneficial. And as well, while we're on the topic of the book, if you desire to write a book, either a chapter or a book yourself, I would love to introduce you to my amazing publisher, Kate Butler, and get you hooked up there. So if you have any questions on that, definitely reach out to me by email or Facebook or however, because it was quite an amazing experience, and I'll get more into that at another time. But yeah, really amazing. So I would love to introduce you to Kate Butler. And then my next tip is, last mantra that I like to use is I'm healthy, I'm always taken care of, or something like I am healthy and strong. So the times that you're just laying there, you're getting away from all your duties, just breathing into those healing mantras, believing that you're healthy, believing that this will pass very quickly, all that stuff accumulates and helps. Number 5, so this one might be a hard one to swallow. It was for me. It was something that I was very stubborn on. But my top tip, number 5, is get off of your phone. If you've just hurt your head, so you've gone to the doctor, you've been told you have a concussion, you have to get off your phone. And as I said, I know I was really stubborn with this at the beginning, and sometimes depending on how the injury is, you might not even realize how much it's affecting you. You might have a bit of a headache or a massive headache. You might feel a bit drunk, dizzy, maybe word finding difficulties, all of that. And it can be lonely. So there's part of you that maybe wants to be on your phone and reaching out and seeing what's going on at work or what's going on here and there. But it's really imperative, I would say, to get off of your phone. So getting off your phone, off social media, off checking emails. I find there's so much fatigue that we don't even realize, especially like think of when you're scrolling the internet. So you're scrolling, let's say Facebook, Instagram, something. Well, let's go to Facebook. You're scrolling Facebook, you're seeing, people's blog posts, posts from their life. So there's a lot of content switching. You're reading through something, someone's talking about their cat, they're talking about their dog, talking about the parents, you're reading something about parenting, you're reading something about success, a wide variety of stuff that your brain is constantly seeing as you're scrolling. It's massive content switching that your brain is firing to. You're getting emotional over here, emotional over there, you're learning something here. Aside from flicker and screens and the lighting, that's a whole other issue with the phones, right? But I find the mental fatigue of just emotionally being invested in scrolling on your news feed is very tiring, very time consuming, very brain consuming, and it's just something that you should definitely choose to set aside, leave behind, get off your phone. My husband will probably laugh if he sees this video because it's one thing that, hindsight is 2020. I would have gotten off my phone a lot quicker at the beginning had I known how detrimental it can really be, right? So that's a big one. Just simply trying to give your brain a break from the screens, the emotional fatigue, the content switching of reading a whole bunch of different things all at once, being bombarded. And then too, it leads you to think about the things maybe that you're not doing, right? If you're seeing your colleagues at work, working on a project that you were really excited about, it can lead you to feel left out in that way, and you certainly don't need that. You just need to focus on getting better as best as you can. So that's a big one. And another kind of hindsight is 2020. When I was off at the beginning, I was told to be off from teaching Pilates, which I did for a little bit, but being a business owner, I was really excited to suddenly have the time to do some of the business things I didn't have time with. Again, I wasn't really thinking clearly and realizing how much I needed to take a break. So I would say listen to personal development, listen to something that is calming and relaxing and lets you feel calm, but perhaps don't take notes and that kind of thing. I was going a little bit too far with taking notes on webinars and that kind of thing. It's all good, hindsight's 2020. But listen to things, but maybe don't actually, fully take a break from your studies if you're a student, if you're doing any online learning like that, try to take a break that way in the beginning. Obviously, you've already gone to your doctor. You've probably been told to take some time off of work. So you're already taking time off of work, taking time off of some of your duties, okay? So that's a big one. Number 6 is limit decision making. So this one's huge, and I'll give you some examples. They might seem like little things, but they really add up. So limit decision making, things like clothing. If you're the person that picks out clothes for your children, maybe someone else could do that in the first 2 weeks. For yourself, you're like putting on the most comfortable, easy, whatever things. You're not taking time to plan out outfits and plan out, right? You're just, as much as you can take out the decision making, I really feel that that is a necessity. So clothes, make it as simple as you can. Food, I would say limit having to decide what you're eating, limit having to cook, having to follow recipes, having to multitask in the kitchen. So last week maybe you were able to have something going in the toaster oven and something cooking on the stove and something in the oven. That might not happen right now, and be kind to yourself. It's okay, things will get better. Eliminate the multitasking and the decision making as much as you can. Stores, hopefully you have someone that can go shopping for you in terms of like food shopping and that kind of thing. And if you don't have anyone that can help you out with those things, it's going to be a case of perhaps sunglasses, maybe a hat or a hoodie, something that you can kind of like contain in your field of vision, and just try to not worry about what you look like. Joking. Avoid sorting laundry. So again, the planning of where you're putting things, the moving your head, moving your body, just take a break from that for these first 2 weeks. And you may think I'm being like a full baby, but again, hindsight's 2020, and the more decisions you can take out that first 2 weeks, I would say the better. Rethink talking on the phone and socializing. So again, it takes a lot of brain power to communicate and talk and listen and think about your response and all that kind of thing. So try to take a break on that. One thing that I always tell people that really helped me with communication was using the app called Voxer. So it's a walkie-talkie app. And I would say, again, if you've just hurt your head, you've been told you have a concussion, you've been told to take a break, take some time, I want you to install the app Voxer, and I want you to find 2 friends that can help you out. One is a friend that if you had to ask them to do an errand, they would totally be in. The other friend is someone that gives you a lot of support, very non-judgmental support that you can like cry on their shoulder. And those are the 2 people that you want to Vox with. Someone that if you had to ask help on an errand, and someone that you can be yourself and cry if you have to. I would suggest that, unless you have someone in your house that you can do that with. Obviously, I have my husband, and he was unbelievably supportive, but I find, having that Voxer communication is key. It gives you that outreach, but yet you don't have to go into Facebook to send them a voice message. You don't have to open up your text to send them a voice message. You can just keep that form of communication right in that app. So that's one thing there. And then number 7, last tip, ultimately you have to learn to surrender to the pause. So I was so lucky to learn that directly from Jack Canfield, the creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And again, side note, one of the many benefits of publishing with Kate Butler is having some of the calls that we've had with some of her mentors as well. And that one, I just learned that in the summer, and the whole learn to surrender to the pause. But what a profound, impactful statement, and something that is very, very, very true when you're dealing with a head injury. You have to learn to surrender to the pause. There's so many things that we want to be doing with, being a parent, being contributing to society with our career and job, and, being a productive, helpful member of the family. But sometimes lessons come in and are presented in front of us because we do have to learn to pause and slow down and reevaluate what's important. So that what I would say is a big thing. And obviously you're taking a break from your work and all of your duties. So this is the optimal time to learn to surrender to the pause and kind of reevaluate what's really important. I was able to do that. I'm still teaching Pilates. I had moved my studio to my house, and so I see some clients here and then online as well. And I've got my things here just with Pilates, and then I've got a course called Healthy Brain and Optimal Posture, and in that course I go deeper into some of this stuff, really on just how to be productive and positive through post-concussion healing. So lots of different tips and tricks to do there. That's a big one. And with Pilates as well, because it's so good to just get the deep breathing, get your body moving a little. So if you already have some Pilates under your belt, you'd know some just gentle things you could do to get the body moving, to not hold on to that tension, not getting your heart rate up in those first few weeks, but just, gentle movement to ease tight muscles and that kind of thing. Really, really important. And yeah, to recap, I will just say that in the first 2 weeks, you're taking time off of your work and family duties. You're making as little decisions as possible. From what you're wearing, what you're eating, you're resting in a quiet, dark place. You're drinking enough water, eating healthy food. And when I mentioned praying before, even just the most simple thing of the first thing you do when you wake up is just think how thankful you are that you woke up. The last thing you do at the end of the day is just be thankful that you made it through the day. And that is imperative. That's imperative just for living life daily, right? And having gratitude and that kind of thing. And meditating, really believing that you will get better, this will pass. Your phone is put far away from you, and you're choosing to breathe deep instead of worry. So that's a big one. Again, our response to situations is so key to the outcome. So really being mindful of what you're choosing to believe. And at the beginning it's scary, and we have no idea how long something's going to linger. So I find there's a lot of resistance to slowing down, because you want to think, it'll be fine tomorrow, it'll be better the next day. So the quicker you can kind of just surrender to letting go, slowing down, and just being very mindful of being in the moment, right? When you're in the moment, trying to look on the bright side, trying to really hold on to that feeling of this didn't happen to me, it happened for me, is huge. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into our show this week, Concussions Anonymous. Remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Karen Monet will be back next week from Opticom. Please go to their website, opticom.ca, to book an assessment if you want to get looking at your just the visual centers and visual stress. They have many things to help on that and ways to assess. And then for myself at inbalancepilates.ca, I do offer virtual group Pilates classes, one-on-one sessions at my studio and online. And then diving deeper into many of the things I talked about today is my course, Healthy Brain and Optimal Posture. And that's an online course that you can pace yourself and go at your own pace. There are some Pilates class downloads in there, and just many other ways to feel productive and positive through all of this. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate and we look forward to next week on our show, Concussions Anonymous. So have a lovely weekend. Bye.